Jinro is back. No, really, that's the slogan for this newly designed soju bottle from South Korea. The maker of this throwback bottle design, Height Jinro, has brought out this new old design in April 2019, and I, ever the trendsetter, just noticed this design change recently and acquired the bottle from a supermarket here in Tokyo in an area called Shin Okubo, that is, if you don't already know, a miniature version of Seoul, Korea. Shin Okubo is about 3 minutes from Shinjuku by train, and here you can satisfy all your Korean needs. For example, want some Korean food? Well, check out all these Korean restaurants. Want some K-pop goods? You've come to the right place. What about a bottle of Jinro throwback bottle to take home? Yep, here's a K supermarket for you to satisfy your Korean soju cravings. But getting back to the soju at hand, they used to come in this iconic green bottle that I've been familiar with all my adult life, but you have to admit this blue tinted bottle with the cutest toad as their mascot is definitely a more stylish bottle to accompany your spicy Korean food. For those of you who aren't too familiar with Korea's favorite adult beverage, soju is usually distilled from grains or potatoes, and sometimes even tapioca, and it's usually anywhere from 15 to 25% alcohol by volume. It's a cheap drink in Korea, and even here in Japan, I paid about 350 yen for this bottle, which works out to about $3.15 US. Time to serve this drink and let the toad out of the bottle, figuratively speaking, and here's the glass. Sorry I don't have the traditional shot glass instead of this small beer glass. And yes, in Japan, beer is often served in a glass this tiny. We'll just make sure not to go overboard in our pour here. And let's have our first sip here. Woo! It's that initial whiff of alcohol that has a very similar smell to a straight up vodka that makes you think that this is going to be a stiff drink. Yep, it's no fancy gourmet liquor, this drink. However, these aren't usually meant to be drunk without accompaniments. Such as the spicy fish eggs called Mentaiko in Japanese, for example. Some would call it caviar, but it's nothing that fancy. It's just some fish eggs from pollack fish, deeply marinated with salt and pepper flakes that makes for a great companion to soju. Yes, I realize that it may seem odd to be eating a Japanese snack with the most Korean of all drinks, but did you know that this salty sack of fish eggs is actually a Korean dish brought over to Japan from Korea a long time ago? Even the name Mentaiko is a mix of Korean and Japanese, in which mentai is a name of the fish in Korean, pronounced in Japanese of course, and ko just means, well, eggs. So, in a way, this is an orthodox way of enjoying this beverage. Now, to put my chopstick skills to the test, let's have a bite. Whoa, okay, that's spicy and salty too. I need a drink. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Whereas the first sip was a bit harsh and it made me question what I was doing with my life, chasing a mouthful of salty and spicy fish eggs with this soju reminds me why this drink is so popular in Korea and elsewhere. Ah yes, definitely there's a need for some more of that fish egg action. And it's kinda slimy and saggy and soft. So it does take some skills like yours truly to handle this delicacy. I'm sorry, I can't do the whole one bite thing. Just half for now. And of course, Mr. Toad to take the edge off that saltiness and spiciness. Yep, that's good. You know, traditionally, as I understand it, soju in Korea is drunk between friends or co-workers at a Korean barbecue place between big morsels of meat wrapped in lettuce. And I'm thinking how nice it'd be to have a steaming pile of meat wrapped in some lettuce right about now. But not having access to such meat at the moment, I'm quite content with this small banquet. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure I've exceeded my daily sodium intake with this, but on the other hand, I hear fish eggs are a good source of protein and omega-3 fatty acids. So, I wouldn't recommend eating this every day, but once in a while, in the company of Mr. Jinro, the toad here. Well, this is pretty nice. Because the smell of pure alcohol is quite strong, you would think that this is a really strong drink, but in fact, this soju's alcohol content is actually just a bit higher than a Japanese sake, and wine for that matter. Another sip. So here's a bottle of cham isul from Jinro, and this is the shape and the color of the bottle that I'm used to seeing. This particular bottle contains chamisul fresh, which has higher alcohol by volume than the straight up Jinro. As you can see, this was acquired in Japan as well, but since they have been importing this soju for a while in Japan, the label is actually that of a Japanese market, not just a sticker applied on top of the Korean label. If you're in a restaurant in Japan, chances are you'll be served this green bottle when you order Korean soju, as I haven't yet been to a restaurant where they serve this throwback Jinro Soju. And there you have it. Old is new and new is old again, at least with Jinro Soju this time around. I'm not a huge drinker of soju, but like I mentioned earlier, there are just some food that this drink goes well with, and maybe it's not the height of drinking sophistication. Sometimes it's nice to settle down with an inexpensive drink of the working folk and enjoy the experience. I'm really glad you can join me today, and I enjoyed having this drink with you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again. Until then, take care.